I'll do. So as you're watching this at the beginning of the video, I meant to talk about it during the video. I lost track, got a bit wound up, a bit pissed off. Go on, Stevie. So 2 points. I started talking about some emails. Yeah, I had a paedophile sex offender email me. Yeah. He asked me why I was going on about paedophiles, sex offenders not getting big enough sentences. He thought that the sentences were appropriate. I talked about lives ruined and the likelihood of reoffending and the like. And we exchanged emails for a couple of weeks. It got to the point, the final email, yeah, where I said, and I think I know this lad. Not now, I can't name him, but I'm sure, you know, from the emails, the conversation that I know him. I asked him, so, are you never going to offend again? Silence, just like that, yeah? Are you never going to offend again? You know, are you reformed? Are you rehabilitated? Nothing. The emails come thick and fast for a couple of weeks. Quite deep conversations. You know, me stating what I thought, him stating what he believed, and then it just went quiet. You know, my last email basically just said, called him out, and that was it. I never heard nothing again. The second point I wanted to mention was on the mental health front, being abused, you know, kids being abused, women being abused, and men being abused, yeah? And I'm sure the police, in this case, you know, they're saying it for the good of the person and they don't mean them any harm, but mental health, someone with poor mental health, doesn't make for a good witness. You know, quite recently, someone I interviewed said they were seriously sexually assaulted. They went to police and the police went, your mental history, mental health doesn't make you a good witness. And I suggest you don't go forward. That is a shocking state. Steve looks happy. Thanks for coming into the glitter vlog. Cheers. I'll do. Might be a bit disturbing today's vlog, guys. I'm going to talk about Gary Glitter. Loads of videos about it. Loads of interviews. So I thought I'd do something different today. I thought I'd see what other people had to say and then give you my views. My views haven't changed. A lot of people have missed the point. So yeah, warning, might get quite sweary, quite angry and quite pissed off. Come on, kid. It is beautiful today, guys. I think it's about 16 degrees. Summer is coming. So firstly, thanks to everyone who's contributed to the channel. All you people who've been on the channel, past, present and future. If you'd like to come on the channel, drop us an email in every video. If you can't do that, get someone to do it for you. Yeah. Thanks to everyone who supports me on Patreon. And thanks to everyone who's bought me a brew. And the continued support for guests. Amazing. It really is. You really are a cracking bunch of individuals. Okay. Before I get into this glitter video, I'm going to be doing lives. I'm going to start with Monday nights. I will let you know when it's going to happen. Mental Health Monday is going to get people on board. It's massive, you know. And some of you guys out there follow me, well, however long, you know, if you follow me from the start or you've just come on board, you're not in a good place or your loved ones aren't in a good place, but somewhere where we can jump on and, you know, maybe discuss things, the way forward. Maybe people will have ideas in the comments for people who have no idea. If you know what I'm saying, build up some sort of community to help each other. Because that's what we should be about, guys. You know, when you're gone, you'll be judged on what you did and not what you say. So, without further ado, the first person I watched on an interview, he was an ex-Scotland Yard detective. Yeah, he knew a lot about the creature. I'm going to call him creature. People don't like that sometimes. Incidentally, I had an exchange of emails probably a year into running this channel. I'm going to talk about that at the end. That is quite disturbing. So, you know, if you've tuned out or whatever, that's fine. Ex-Scotland Yard detective. So he was talking about sentencing. There's a lass who follows this channel who always comments on sentencing. I'm not quite... Come on, Sammy. Just done a couple of days on the bounce in work. A little bit tired. New venue to sleep. If you're an insomniac, everyone will know that's not good. She always comments on sentencing. She knows it inside out. So he got 16 years served 8. She explained the sentence. If I see her comments again, I'm going to pin them so you can have a look. The reasoning behind the sentences and how they work. Stephen, this way. Come on. Clean water after. Stephen. Come on. There's a cesspool down there. It stinks. That way. Go on. Good lad. She explains how it works. So, the detective. The language they used was very neutral. We all knew what he meant. He was talking about people like that. He was talking about the way they think, what they're about, what they're attracted to, etc., etc. He basically said that, you know, these serious sex offenders should be getting life sentences. That don't mean they stay in forever, but they go out, they breach, and boom, they're back in, and they can be in forever. He talked about the harm and damage. For me, that's a massive thing. It don't get considered. I've done vlogs way back when. One of them was on a prison officer. I'm not hitting on prison officers. Yeah, I'm going to support the prison service today in the things I'm going to say. You know, I'm not anti-establishment. It's a very difficult job. But it was a prison officer beasting kids. He was a sexual predator for years in a detention centre up Durham Way. When he finally, you know, was in court and people had their day and he got sentenced, I think he got about 5 years. I think there were 5 historical rape cases. He got 5 years. He'd been at it for years. People knew he'd been at it for years. People who were high up in the prison service now, who were managing back then, it was well known. You know, prison officers who worked at that detention centre. It's gone out of my head, probably for good reason, because it weren't pleasant listening and reading. You know, people who worked alongside him said they felt sorry for the kids. You know, what do you mean you felt sorry for him? You knew what was happening and did nothing. Anyway, yeah, the detective, ex-detective, needs locking up. Lifers, they need to be lifed off. You know, some QC, some posh knob QC defence barrister says it's the prison system that's letting people down with sex offenders, you know, with rehabilitation. I'm going to talk about rehabilitation in a second. Okay, rehabilitation. There used to be the SOTP, Sex Offenders Treatment Programme. So, all the programs in prison, there's various programs, healthy relationships, some of them might have gone now or changed. They are just that. You sit in, it's like a course. You know, you sit in, you discuss things or whatever. It ticks boxes. You know, it shows we're trying. It doesn't show nothing. You know, for the last time, I know people who worked in programs, they'll tell you the same. It's a waste of time. It does nothing. The SOTP, I tell you what it did, Sex Offenders Treatment Programme, it fucked staff up. Yeah? I know an absolute cracking lad. I never worked with him. He will have been a cracking officer. He did a long time, and for a good period of time he worked with sex offenders. He's fucked in the head. It did him. Constant. You see, we get these people together and what do? Talk about offences. That's what they do all day on the wing. Here's the other thing the copper mentioned. You know, maybe when he got his 16 years, Gary Glitter, you know, the creature that is Gary Glitter, maybe he shouldn't have got out after 8 years. Maybe he should have got out with good behaviour. No. See, sex offenders on the whole, there's no problem. They were like-minded people. Predators and that all together, all talking all day. Yeah. I don't even want to imagine the conversations, yeah. So when they go on a sex offenders treatment program talking about what they've done or whatever, they probably get off on it. Like I said, the only person who ends up getting anything from it, and it's usually fucked up, PTSD, CPTSD, you know, poor mental health, is the poor fuckers that are delivering that program. It's gone now. There is nothing. There's no treatment program. There's no rehabilitation in prison. There's not rehabilitation for normal lads, armed robbers, thieves, or anyone else. We're not rehabilitating. We're not rehabilitating addicts. We're not doing anything for them. Yeah? There is no rehabilitation. It's probably the most inflammatory subject I've ever discussed. The amount of people who've come back at me. Are you saying people can't fucking change? No, I'm not. If they want to change, they'll change. Life-changing thing. Mrs. says you're going again, we're done. They have a child. They get fed up of going to jail. Too old. The body's knackered. You know, it's life choices. Plenty of lads I know turned their life around, didn't go back to it, left it after years. Prison didn't do that for them. It might have fucked them off, pissed them off. They might have got fed up of going to prison. I got fed up of going to prison as a member of staff. This way, kid. But we're not rehabilitating people. So my point is, with this creature, yeah, you know, he's out a month and he's reoffended and he's back in. If you put him on his first day release, I don't know, outside of school or whatever, and he had the opportunity, yeah, somebody would be getting hurt for life. He'd be doing something disgusting. Yeah, these people don't change. In America, they've had chemical castration. They've had paedophiles and rapists ask to be chemically castrated. You know, it does nothing. Don't take away them urges or anything else. Lots of people have been abused and go on to be abusers, but there's also lots of people who don't. Yeah? Tough subject. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about grooming gangs. It's all about the kids. But for me, in this country, we're not rehabilitating people. These are the most risky. They're going to go back to what they do at some point. Regarding him, now, I'd like to hear nothing for the next 9 years, 6 years, 8 years, sorry. Yeah, lock him back up, let him finish his sentence. I think he'll be given chance of parole again. So the parole boards, facts, figures, all over the world, research. Lots of experts on paedophiles, paedophilia, rapists. Yeah, none of it positive. None of it saying people can change. None of it saying they're going to rehabilitate. So why you keep letting them out? They're always a risk, high risk. Again, people say, well, you know, it's terms and conditions. Obviously, prison weren't a deterrent for him. And like I said, given the first opportunity, I've no doubt he'd been up to no good before he got caught. But it took the media, I believe, to put an article out there for him to get arrested and sent back to prison. Right, the emails. I got some emails. Come in a bunch. Read the first one. Bit strange. You get the feeling I know this lad. Now then, kid. Stevie? Yeah? These emails started coming, right? So you might think, why am I engaging with a paedophile? Get your ball. Steve? Get your ball. Here. Come on then. Good lad. Why am I engaging with a paedophile? Well, I engaged with paedophiles when I worked in the prison system. I never chose to work on a VP wing, vulnerable prisoners. vulnerable my arse. But I used to do overtime shifts on there. It weren't my regular place of work. I couldn't have done it. On the healthcare, where I worked at Strangeways, up close and personal for 7 years with some of the worst child molesters, rapists, kiddie killers and the like, and I mean up close and personal. If you want to go and Google someone and read about an absolutely disgusting and horrendous crime, Google Petros Williams, Petros Williams. Yeah, on the healthcare, after doing what he did, yeah, pretending he's mad. I hated him, me. When I look back now, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I had the patience. I honestly don't. I've got no tolerance now for these people, but we need something new. And sentencing needs to be fit for purpose, and it's not. I've just read what in this last week of somebody who committed a horrendous rape. Steve. An horrendous rape. The Crown Prosecution Service took the time getting this person into court. Yeah. Into court, took the time. The judge gave him 2.5 years for a brutal rape because he'd had to wait 2 years for it to get into court and sentencing. What the fuck are these people on? You know, if that judge, yeah, God forbid, his missus, a child, family member, had been brutally raped, do you think he'd have given him 2.5 years? The system's screwed. These people are super dangerous. They're always going to be dangerous, not just about him. Glitter. Sad state of affairs, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I think I've waffled on a bit. It is a beautiful day. I'm going to sit down with dog now for half an hour. Next week, hopefully, I'll be doing the second interview with Ruth, lovely lass. I'm going to be making a little documentary with Victoria, the working girl, bless her. And like I say, Monday, Mental Health Mondays. At this moment, I'm not going to be able to do an interview this weekend, so I'll be doing a longer vlog Monday night. Parting shot as always. Steve, come here, you. Come here. What are you doing? Come on. There you go. Good lad. Thanks for your continued support, guys. I'll see you.